Have you experienced the awesome power of the Panasonic Real 3DO system? Obviously.
Presenting 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe. It's time to put away your toys.
3DO from Panasonic, Gold Star, and Creative Labs. A new low price and free games.
Mind-blowing graphics of Panasonic Real 3DO.
3DO.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the 3DO Experience, the 3DO podcast where we talk about all things 3DO, the company, the console, and everything in between. I am Bill, and this is Threk. How you doing, Threk?
Bill, I am doing just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Got the new computer monitor set up, so that's good.
You only have one, you monster.
Yeah, at some point I'll get another one. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like I haven't really needed it yet, but
I understand, but trust me, once you go to 2, you'll never go back.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's just literally at the moment it's been kind of just a case of like I don't use my computer enough to justify it.
That's fair, because at my last 2 work situations, I have 3. So like at my current job, I have a laptop like sitting in the center and then like 2 big ass monitors right next to it. So, which is really nice for work purposes, but would I need that here? No, 2 is just fine. So
Fair.
I live with it. Yeah. So what you been up to? Doing anything stupid?
Not much, just kind of existing. This weekend was pretty whatever. Just kind of my mom came up, hung out with my mom for a bit.
That's nice.
I did a Lego set because I was bored.
Sure.
I built a Formula One car because I had nothing else to do.
Of course you did. Well, I hope you played the game for this week.
I did play the game for this week. I played it twice.
Oh, you own it. Oh, wow.
I played it twice. I did not pay a lot of money for these.
Oh, no, I can't imagine they were expensive. I don't have a PS2, otherwise I would have as well. So, but yeah, for audio listeners, yes, we were talking about Warriors of Might and Magic. Another in the line of 3DO as a third-party publisher, developer, past the console, but still trying to claim on to some form of the glory days, I guess. But
another case of 3DO bought a franchise that was successful, and they were like, "Shit, we should probably do something with this."
Yeah, exactly. But before we get into that, we'll get into some news. Again, not a huge amount of stuff, so we'll see what happens. But speaking of Lego, Lego officially revealed a Donkey Kong arcade set. I guess it was in a trailer starring the King of Kongs, Steve Wiebe. I don't know who that is. But they show off this like really neat looking Lego set that's meant to sort of, mimic the original Donkey Kong arcade machine. It looks really cool. My guess is it's probably going to be really fucking expensive.
Probably.
So, yeah.
Like most of them.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I'm reading the news article. Steve Wiebe, Wiebe, I do not know how to pronounce it. It was that documentary where he was trying to beat Billy Mitchell's high score of Donkey Kong in like 2007.
Oh yeah, before he was disgraced across the internet.
Yeah. So yeah, my apologies, Steve, if you're listening by any chance. But yeah, I mean it's cool they threw him in there for that. And yeah, it looks neat. Is it functional? Let me just skim the trailer. Yeah, it is. There is some function to it. So, but most of the Nintendo Lego sets have had some functionality to them. So that's pretty neat.
Like I still have the NES. That was a big deal.
Oh yes, it was. Yes. So I guess it's coming out in August, and yeah, it's $200.
That's
no, thank you.
That's not as bad as it could have been, but yes.
No, but like all the Lego sets are cool, but I guess my problem is once I build them, what do I do with them?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Like you build it and then you're like, where do I put it?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's like the journey is the better part than the destination, but it's like if I bought that like Genesis one, like I don't know where I'd put it.
Yeah, I think the NES is on a shelf in my game room now because it's kind of jumped around for a bit because that's one of the few I had before I moved.
Yeah.
Because I have the Mario Kart one as well. That just kind of chills also in the game room.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, what do I do with it? It's like, I guess it lives here now.
I guess it does, yeah. So, but yeah, for all you Lego freaks out there, you got a new set to build. I think it says like over 1,300 pieces. So
Jesus.
looks like it'll be a fun one.
I'm sure.
Let's see. Not speaking of fun, Amazon's Prime Video app is now getting Luna game streaming. I thought it already had it, apparently. I guess, yeah, it's being rolled out on Prime Video on Fire TV devices. So, again, I think it's just like, more streaming of games. But I would be very curious to how many people in our circle or the people who listen to this episode have used Luna. I imagine not a huge amount.
Is it like Stadia where it's like you stream the games or whatever?
I believe so, yes. It's kind of their version of Stadia.
That works so well.
See, I heard Stadia worked actually pretty decently.
Did it?
But
I heard like hit or miss things.
Yeah, but that wasn't really the issue. The issue was just like Google thought they could just do that and be fine, and then they kind of abandoned it. But I thought they were getting rid of Luna, Amazon Luna. I thought they were getting rid of it. I guess not. They're just integrating into their stuff,
I don't know what Amazon's doing half the time these days.
Yeah, I know. I just go on there and buy shit. I don't really think about it. I'll watch the occasional Prime Video show or movie or something, but then that's kind of it, So
Amazon's where I go, and it's like there's a movie I want to see, but I don't actually want to buy it, so I'll just rent it for like to watch it. That's it.
Exactly. So, but yeah, if you've ever wanted to stream SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated on your through your Fire Stick TV with the Amazon Luna controller, now you can, and I hope you enjoy yourself.
That game already runs like, well, the original like release on PS4 ran fine. The Switch port, though,
the Switch version ran bad, but it ran fine on everything else. Like I beat it on Series, it ran just fine.
I'm just trying to imagine that running on a streaming thing. Okay.
I think that game has gotten some nice updates and optimizations over the years.
Haven't
so I bet it works a lot. When it came out, all I had was a Switch, so I played through that version and 100%ed it because of course I did. It was fine. You got used to it.
That's one of those games that you can accidentally 100% like I did on the PS4.
Yeah, but with like Switch 1 ports, that's far from the worst one.
Fair.
Far from the worst one. Trust me, don't try to play Arkham Knight on that thing. Good God.
No, Arkham Knight is abysmal. It's not like a Mortal Kombat 9 where it's just hilarious. Or not 9,
11.
11, where it
11
plays,
was egregious.
Well, it plays perfect, but it looks like
shit.
And it's kind of amazing for it.
I mean, they were smart to prioritize the frame rate. They were the smart way to do it, but it's like, no, thank you.
It's just so funny. You play that game, you're like, what the fuck? Like, it plays fine, but oh my God.
Special forces look better. Thought I could get that through, but no. Okay. Let's see here. Apparently, the download codes for GTA 6 in Japan are going to expire 170 days after the launch. So this was found within Rockstar's GTA support page, which outlines details about the platforms, editions, and versions of the games. It also details that it can be preloaded from November 12th. Apparently, this only applies to the PS5 version, as Xbox digital download codes are not region locked and not subject to the same regional restrictions. Japan is the only region where codes expire soon after release. I find that it says it's in accordance with regional regulations. I am not familiar with those regulations. Are you at all, Bill?
Not really. I know in Japan it's like, I know region locking itself, when you actually like read about it, it's not intended to stop us from importing stuff. It was more to stop Japan from importing other things because it had to do with like the values of things, because apparently it's cheaper for them to get other games. It's complicated shit that's not really
I've heard about the region locking was so that they would actually buy the product, because I guess like bootlegging like American versions of stuff was cheaper somehow because they're both NTSC. So you don't have to worry about like the PAL stuff there, you know?
Yeah, even though PAL doesn't really matter anymore these days, but
no, but it mattered back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, I find that very strange, but you know, maybe it's one of those things where they just kind of have to do it. You know, like they don't want to, but it is what it is, I guess. And then down at the bottom here, it just says the lack of a disc release hasn't stopped GTA 6's momentum, however, as the game has reportedly had the strongest pre-order campaign on record and is on track to sell between 37 and 51 million units in week 1. I believe that.
Good for them.
I know, like people are going to whine about the digital future, but the same people who whine about it are going to buy GTA 6 day 1 anyway. So,
yeah,
you know, there's no smoke for these people.
I hope they have fun. I'm not interested.
So speaking of PlayStation, I'd ask you, Bill, since you have one, is PSN still down?
I didn't know it was down, so maybe.
Apparently it was. It might still be. I hope it's not. But it's related to Marvel Tokon. It said players currently trying to access PSN on a PS5 console or via a game required a PSN sign-in as Marvel Tokon on PC were currently being hit with error screens. On the website, the error indicates that there's an issue with connecting to the server. It's at the time of this writing, which I believe was on the 24th from VGC, it was loading intermittently. So I imagine it's fixed. It's been like 4 days. I imagine it's been fixed by now.
On my app, I think Tony's playing online right now, so I think it's fine.
Well, is he playing on PlayStation or is he playing on a Steam Deck?
It says PS5.
Okay.
He's Young Machete, right? I think that's him.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I can't check.
Well, if that's not him, oops. Either way, there's people playing online.
Okay, yeah. So apparently it was down for like several hours. It was weird that it kind of happened, and even like the Marvel Tokon, like Twitter talked about it and everything. And what was weird about that was like around the same time, or like, you know, like maybe a day or two later, like Xbox itself had issues. It was showing like major outage statuses where, according to their page, it was said you may not be able to sign into your profile, may be disconnected while signed in, or have other related problems. Features that require sign-ins, like most games and apps and social activity, won't be available. Like it was even showing that like if you were trying to download a game that you'd already bought and owned, it wasn't like letting you for some weird reason. But that has been fixed as well. And even Microsoft's CTO, a phrase I've never heard before, but I'm just going to assume it means Chief Technical Officer, posted about it, saying that it was due to like some weird glitch with like the service they use, so that to like access people's like, you know, licenses for games or whatever it was. It was like some weird glitch that caused it. And he said that like, you know, we're gonna, you know, deep dive into this to be sure that like a single point of failure can't ruin everything, pretty much. So, which I find very strange. That I just find it strange both of them had issues like right at the same time for similar reasons.
Yeah.
Which is very, very weird.
It must not have been a huge thing, because I thinking about it, I think the last time I turned my PS5 on was when we played Sonic Cross Worlds a while back. So
fair enough.
It really wasn't that big a deal because I didn't even hear about it. So
I just happened to see it, you know, because I scour the news, and especially these last, like almost like the last month, I've just been trying to find stuff to talk about. So
it's been ever since the nuke Sony dropped.
Well, yeah, and like Summer Games Fest, like everything kind of grind to a halt.
Yeah. It was like Sony and Microsoft just are like, all right, we have enough bad PR. We're going to go hibernate for something. We'll come back later with more.
Yeah. Well, my last bit of news is actually some good stuff. Stuff that I think is really cool. And that is Xbox backwards compatibility is now launched on PC. With 4 OG Xbox games playable. So classic Windows games are now classic Xbox games are now playable on Windows PC thanks to the backwards compatibility program, which launched on the 22nd of July, which is, I think it happened after we did the show. There were 4 games at the very start, which are Blinks the Time Sweeper, Conquer Live and Reloaded, Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge, and Fusion Frenzy. I've played all 4 of these games. Crazy. The best one is Crimson Skies by a pretty wide margin. It said here, players can currently purchase any of these games on PC with more planned to be added into the future.
They have online.
I believe so, yes.
If they didn't, having Fusion Frenzy there would be stupid. Because who plays that alone?
Or locally, at the very least.
Sure.
I don't know if anybody's checked that. I'm sure people have, and I just haven't looked.
Because Fusion Friendly online would actually be kind of cool.
That would be super fun for sure. And
it's
I
not
imagine
an amazing party game, but it's pretty okay.
Yeah, and I imagine it doesn't specifically state it, but I have a feeling that if you had it on like your PC and then I played it on my Xbox, we could crossplay. I would assume. It doesn't state that, but we could try it if you'd like. And also they said they're going to be adding achievements to original Xbox games as well in the future. They haven't done it yet, but they're working on it, which that's pretty cool. Why not, right? And then people were data mining it, and then they noticed that they're going to be doing like Xbox 360 games as well in the future. So, okay. And also on top of that, they threw all these games into Game Pass, which I believe most of them were, but not all of them. Conquer Live and Reloaded was not. Because if you remember, I think it was last year in the game club, we chose Conquer, and I played Live and Reloaded because I played 5 minutes of the N64 version and went, nope. So I played the OG Xbox version. I had to buy it because it wasn't in Game Pass. And I'm like, that's weird. It wasn't in Game Pass or in the Rare Replay. But it was only like $10, so I didn't. It's
because the majority of the world prefers the N64 version.
I get why, but I thought the OG Xbox version was perfectly fine. But I was just surprised it wasn't in like Game Pass, it wasn't in Rare Replay, but it was still playable, right? But it's one of those games that is a bit expensive to get physically.
Yeah, it's kind
of so digitally it was $10, and I was like, sure, why not? And then played through it, and now that it's thrown in the Game Pass now, and it's like, oh, good. That's a good thing. But how many times have I bought a game and then it shows up on Game Pass like a couple months later, and I'm like, God fucking damn it! I should have known the deep discount was a sign.
It's like when you buy like a really like an out of print book or something, and it's like the second you buy it at the inflated price, reprint, and it's like great.
Exactly. And even down here they give you like the system requirements and all the stuff to get them to run because they have like 4x resolution, VSync, anti-aliasing, all the good stuff. Because one thing I've really enjoyed about the backwards compatibility program on One in the series is that, yeah, sure, it doesn't have as many games as it could have for many reasons, but every game is optimized to look and run as best as it possibly can. So every backwards compatible game you play on series, be it 360 or OG Xbox, like that is like the best version to play. Because some of the games will even they'll stabilize the frame rates or even boost the frame rate depending on the game. And we'll just like Sonic Unleashed, for example. Famously the 360 version is kind of ugh, but that version running on the One or the series is perfect. I think you can get up to 120 frames on it, and it's phenomenal. Like that's the way. Before the PC recompilation that was done, like that was the way to play it. And in some ways it is, depending on what kind of PC you have. So, but it's cool to see that they're continuing the backwards compatibility program, but in a slightly different way. And it's good to see some of these OG Xbox and even some of these 360 games in the future that never got PC ports getting them. But of course, the question is, how many games will it be? How far can they go with this? Because when they had talked about closing it for console quite a few years ago, they had all various kind of issues, some of which was like, hardware emulation issues with some games. But for the most of it, it was licensing, especially like, music and all this stuff, because everybody wanted Jet Set Radio Future, right? Mm-hmm. And I totally get why. But I imagine all of like tracking down all of the music licensees and finding a way to like set it up to where they're getting compensated for this just wasn't worth it. It wasn't really worth putting in that effort, unfortunately. Otherwise, they would have probably had to overcharge for it, and people wouldn't have bought it.
Oh, yeah. It's like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remasters.
Yeah,
those took forever, and people were like, "Why?" It's like free money.
It's the music.
It's like yeah, there's a big elephant in the room there.
Yeah, like of all the licenses, music licensing is the most difficult one.
Because there's some obscure songs in those games, and it's like,
oh yeah,
some of those bands don't even exist anymore. It's like
true, but with the consolidation of the music industry, and where I think it's just like 3 major labels controlling everything, they can set the prices a lot higher, and they know that the demand for music licenses has only increased over the years. And with decreasing album sales and all this other stuff, like because streaming doesn't make nearly as much money as buying CDs used to be back in the day, that they can make up for that money by licensing the songs for video games or for movies or for TV or whatever. So it's a very lucrative business, and it's very expensive. And the thing is, the people who own the songs know that. So that's why some of these things take so long to come out, and why it's such a pain in the ass. Unfortunately, it's a different world that I think some people in the gaming industry just don't really fully understand. Like
it's crazy. There's like so many games out there that have like one licensed song, and because of that one song, they just can't be released because the developers don't want to bother.
I mean, not even games like the Drew Carey Show.
Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't re-released for a long time because it had licensed music in it, and that was apparently a contractual issue until they eventually figured it out, and now you can watch the whole thing on fucking Tubi. So the whole Drew Carey show's out there now if you want to watch it, but I think there are some later episodes where they had to make some edits due to music licensing, which shame, but again, it's just the way it is, unfortunately.
That's why you hold on to your old DVDs.
It barely got DVD releases too.
It did,
yeah. And even the few DVD releases it got, the music was cut from there too.
True.
So like some of that is just lost media. Like I think there was one episode of the Drew Carey Show that got completely wiped because of music licensing, lost media.
Yeah, no, it's crazy when you actually look up the old lost media. Like the lost media wiki is a fascinating place to read through. Just the stuff on there. You're like,
yeah. Like unless you were lucky enough to tape it back in the day or find some way to acquire it,
It's crazy when shit gets found too. Like
I know. And I used to think people who would like videotape everything was so weird back in the day, but really they were doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I still think the funniest was fucking Super Hornio Brothers. The reason why that shit, the discovery of why that shit is fucking missing is just because of the fact that it's like, oh yeah, Nintendo owns the rights to it, and they refuse to re-release it for obvious reasons.
Well, that was the only way they could get it off the market, was acquiring the rights to it.
Which is funny because there's like an edited version of it without the Mario stuff if you really want to see that.
Yeah. But it does make you think, how much money did they spend to buy that thing?
Probably not as much as you'd think, but probably still a lot.
Well, yeah, it was probably a lot of money. Yeah, because probably the company that owned it, probably knew that Nintendo was going to be dicks about it, and they're like, we don't care. And then they eventually, when they came to the table, they're probably, I hope they extorted them a little bit.
See, for the time it was,
but we'll never know.
No,
that's one of those things we'll never truly know, and that's probably for the best.
Nowadays, they probably would have like gone super hard.
Oh,
back then, though, probably not as much as you'd expect. It was probably a lot, but not as much as you'd expect.
That just reminded me of back in the day with like King Crimson, when DGM was like not putting the music on streaming or anything like that. And they were like knocking out YouTube videos left and right. Like some people uploaded some of King Crimson's music to the hub, the PH.
The classic.
Well, because I think it was the people did that like daring DGM to do it, to go there and knock it down, and they did. It took them a while, but they did.
They probably had to wait for someone to be like, hey,
like, wait a minute. But that stuff's all on Spotify now, so who cares? That was a big deal when that happened. I remember everyone was like, I can't believe this is real. It was great. So
yeah,
but yeah, that's the news.
We got no new Nintendo music, so nothing special
Nothing.
there.
God damn.
Its last thing is still Bonanza.
They just put out Splatoon Raiders, and they're not going to give us the soundtrack for that.
I think they did one of those like limited release things.
Yeah, they might have. Who knows? But yeah, I've been playing Splatoon Raiders. It's weird. I'm not really a Splatoon guy. I've messed around with 2 and 3, and they never really clicked with me. That kind of like turf war thing. Just I found it more frustrating than anything else.
Splatoon was its most fun when it first came out, and no one understood how to play it.
Like in the Wii U days.
Yeah, like the original. That was the only one I played.
Yeah, I did not touch that one. So
it was fun for about a month, and then they got smart, and then it lost interest.
It is weirdly sweaty. Well, I feel like it shouldn't be, but it was going to be
when it first came out
into one of those.
That no one knew how to play it because no one understood the point of like you're supposed to paint the area, not shoot each other, because it was just stupid.
Well, yeah, because everyone's used to like
Call of Duty for like the first month, so it was like.
I mean, I remember when Battlefield 6 was making the rounds, right? When that was like the new thing, and there were like COD streamers playing it, and then they were getting mad that like they were playing the game like Call of Duty, and people were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like this isn't the same kind of game."
Oh, it was
and then they would get mad and make videos on it, and it's like, dude, just admit that you're wrong. Like not every shooter plays like Call of Duty, and that's for the best.
It was so fun that first month because I'd be like, I'd be playing, and I'd look over, like, okay, you jackasses go shoot each other. I'm gonna go run around with the giant fucking paint thing and just fucking
the paint roller.
Yeah, just paint everything.
Yeah. I mean, I can see where the fun is with that kind of game, but it just never fully appealed to me because I guess it's just I found it just kind of aggravating to play, trying to cover everything and all that stuff. But it is what it is. So. But color me surprised when they're showing off Splatoon Raiders. And I was like, okay, this looks kind of interesting. A single player focused Splatoon game, so I don't have to worry about, 10-year-olds online. This sounds great. And yeah, it was like $50. I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Right? Like, why don't I buy more than just one Nintendo game a year? I'll buy 2 because it's going to be this and Fire Emblem. So, so I've been playing through it. I'm in like the second like main set of islands. I think there's 3 main sets that are each separated by a boss. So I beat the first boss. I'm in the middle of the second area, and I've been really enjoying it. It's very like, it's kind of like extraction shooter-y, where most of the areas are, you're just kind of roaming around this sort of like, kind of beach or volcano environment, and you're just trying to extract as much resources as you can. Like you're digging, you have like somebody in a robot, like suit next to you, and they're like drilling and digging these like little spots of like crystals or whatever. And you're just, finding equipment as you go, various weapons and upgrades and all that stuff. And you go back to your little hideout and you can upgrade it and everything. It's very like make number bigger. It's one of those kind of games. And I'm sure it has a story. I don't really give a shit because I've just been playing it while I've been like, listening to a podcast or watching a show on the side or whatever, and it's kind of perfect for that, kind of in little spurts here and there as well. And yeah, I wouldn't say it's amazing. I'd probably give it like a 7.5.
Okay,
but it's a neat little game, and it does have co-op. I haven't messed with the co-op, but I think it's basically when you're doing one of your raids, you can just have other people come in with you. So if you want some people to help you fight a boss or a more difficult section, because there are some more challenging sections than you would think. It can crank the difficulty up in certain spots, which I'm glad. I'm glad it's not like pushover easy. You do have to like actually think about your equipment and what tanks you're going to use and all that before you go in. So I respect it for that.
Okay, I might, if I see it on sale, I might grab it.
Oh yeah. It is. It's a little shut your brain off and just kind of have fun with it type deal. So It's not a super deep experience, but I don't think it was meant to be. So, but yeah, my other game until Fire Emblem in a couple months. So
yeah, looking forward to that.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, it looks great.
I did. I was just messing around with. I got that itch to play Tetris, so I was like, I haven't played Tetris Effect in a while, so I booted up Effect, and that game still is like an experience.
Oh, for sure. Have you gotten Tetris Forever yet?
I have not.
That is the Digital Eclipse like documentary on Tetris that they made. It's really good. I like it. The documentary they have on Tetris is very well done. I know there's been a lot of documentaries on Tetris made over the years, but the way Digital Eclipse separates everything, I've always really liked. You know, it's like an interactive museum type deal.
I've seen a few of them. The only one I really like 100% enjoyed was probably the Gaming Historians documentary, but
his was fantastic for sure.
His just went deep, and it's weird that you can tie the fucking Maxwell family to it, but
and you can tell some of his work influenced the Tetris Forever doc as well.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm trying to remember, is he might be in it at certain points.
That was before he retired, because he's fully retired now. Which is crazy, but good for him.
Oh yeah. He's in a good spot now. So yeah. But yeah, Tetris Forever, love the documentary stuff. I just wish the selection of games was better. I don't think it's bad, but there is quite a few notable exclusions. Some I understand, but others I don't understand. Well, they own most of it. Not all of it, but they own Tetris Company owns most of it. Like the NES and Game Boy Tetris is published by Nintendo. Those are a bit tougher. I don't know if Sega owns that version of Tetris they made.
Oh, the Genesis one that's technically never officially been released.
Well, it has been released. It's on the Genesis Mini.
So apparently that's not the actual one. That's a new version they made for the Mini.
Oh, God damn it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those when I was playing it, I was like, it's nice that they have all these like wacky different versions of, you know, like you get like Hatris and Fatris 3 and all this other stuff. But, you know, I wish they had like Tetris Worlds would have been really nice. Like the PS2 era one, because they own it.
They definitely
that wasn't thrown in there. Maybe that was like an emulation issue or whatever. Because I would have played through that, because that one's kind of neat.
Because when I think of like the weird oddities, I'll think like maybe like Tetris Plus on PlayStation and Saturn, or the next Tetris.
And that's the thing. I love Tetris Plus. I like my first version of Tetris was the Game Boy version of Plus. Where it has like the weird puzzle mode with like the explorers and you have to get them to the floor and everything. Like played the shit out of that. Like that's how I know Tetris. And yeah, I found it weird that version wasn't in there at all either, because I'm pretty sure they own it. I think it was published by Jaleco.
It was.
So, and I don't even know who owns Jaleco anymore. Yeah. But I imagine Tetris got those rights back. I don't know. I don't know. There's probably a lot
many versions of Tetris.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of behind the scenes BS on quite a few of these that they probably just grabbed what they had that they knew they owned that they didn't have to worry about, you know. But even then, there's still stuff that they're missing. But it is what it is. But Forever was still solid. I still recommend it. It's very good.
I'll have to look for that at some point.
Yeah, get it on sale. So, but speaking of sale, how much did you spend on these Warriors of Might and Magic games?
Let's see. So the PlayStation game I found, the PS2 one I found on eBay for $10.
Okay.
Free shipping. So that one wasn't too bad.
CIB?
I don't even remember. Yes.
Okay, good.
And then the PlayStation version I found at my local retro store for $5. And it is also CIB.
Not too shabby.
Now, you want to know one thing that's really funny about this game?
What is it?
So the PlayStation version, the manual is all fun and in color.
Yeah.
The PS2 version is black and white. Not fun. So
could they like not afford to color ink the PS2 manual?
They probably just cheaped out because they're like the same. They're basically the same thing.
It's weird because you'd think they would want to put emphasis on the PS2 version because that's the newer version of the game.
Maybe it's because it was smaller paper, cheaper. I don't know.
I don't know, because
PS2 manuals were kind of that hit or miss point, like where it started to get really like it was.
I remember a majority of PS2 manuals being black and white.
Yeah, it was very. That was the beginning of kind of just like the color was going away, and it would be like
like even back then with like GameCube and Xbox, it was similar. Like if it was a first party game, it usually was color. You know, like especially like the Smash Brothers manual, Melee manual for GameCube was super fucking detailed.
Oh yeah,
I think that thing was a novel. So, but you know, third party stuff was usually not as much, but there was still care put into the manuals back then. So it didn't really start to die until the 360 era, unfortunately. So
what's really funny about these too is like the back descriptions are identical.
Yeah,
but they were at least they had enough foresight to actually use the proper screenshots. Because I know some games did not do that all the time.
That's funny. That's funny. So yeah, it was the PlayStation 1 version was released December 5th of 2000, and then the PS2 version was released March the 21st of 2001. So like 4 months between these. So did the PS2 version get 4 extra months of development time? Or 3 months, maybe. Gotta get those emotion. You gotta utilize that emotion engine. Okay, that's what we're here for.
I mean, I'll say it graphically. It does look better.
Oh, like I would say kind of considerably, just like in the lighting and the shading.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of gameplay footage. I saw the PS1 version. I went, ooh, but you know that era. It takes a lot for me to be charmed by PS1 graphics, just because I didn't grow up in that era like a lot of us did. So
I will
I jumped from like 16-bit to GameCube, so I missed that whole gap for many years.
I grew up in that era, so I kind of have a soft spot for it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, gameplay wise, it's basically just Crusaders. Again, maybe a little refined. This one is a bit cleaner, I will say.
Yeah, because I played the PS2 version. I didn't play through it, but I put a good couple hours in it. I couldn't get out into the overworld. God damn it! I was just stuck in underground caves and sewers and fighting like giant monster things in rivers and sneaking through goblins and shit.
To be fair, even when you get out to the overworld,
it's not much better.
You're still going to be looking at caves. That's majority of what's going on in this game.
Yeah, it's very much a early PS2 title.
It is, and it's also it is very much a 3DO game.
Oh, for sure. Though I feel like in some ways it is more refined from Crusaders because it doesn't feel it's probably not in the same engine as Crusaders is.
The first
because Crusaders, when I played it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is just fucking army men. But playing this one, I did not get that feeling.
It's definitely refined.
Yes.
So there's a little blurb about development on the wiki. Apparently this game started pretty much immediately after Crusaders. Apparently it started. The team wanted to learn from their mistakes they made while making Crusaders and wish to create a bigger, better game. Better's debatable, but we'll get to there. The game initially started development as a sequel to Crusaders, but because Crusaders performed so poorly, they decided to just make it a new, fresh idea. So that's why there's like literally no connection between Crusaders and Warriors.
Yeah, but also with like the fantasy action RPG setting, you can kind of just make it about anything.
This game apparently is supposed to be in the actual timeline of Might and Magic.
Sure.
It's unclear exactly where, but it's speculated from fans that it takes place some point between Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and 4.
I'll take their word for it.
If Jeff, if you're listening, you said you played one of those, let us know.
Yes, please. Yes, we need some Might and Magic freaks here to let us know. Yeah, so I mean, playing through this.
Did you watch the TV ad for this game?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Is it amazing?
It is glorious. It is live action actors. I would play it on stream for the pod, but it has a Sepultura song.
Sepultura
song just straight up through the entire thing. So I ain't gonna risk that. I'm not risking that.
Roots, bloody roots. Oh, is it this 30-second clip?
Yes, and it is glorious.
All right, hold on. You can get my reaction. It's like Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It is, isn't it lovely?
Oh, the fucking orc costume.
Like, what porno did they borrow for this?
I usually skip this part.
uh,
God, remember video game commercials?
when they actually hired actors.
Or when they used to just make them, because they don't fucking make them anymore.
No, they don't.
They've
No,
just disappeared.
They just cut some footage from the game and call it a day.
Yeah, like, and maybe you'll get a voiceover if you're lucky, you know? I mean, it's like we get trailers, but only in like confined spaces, you know? Like when we sit down at our computer and we're like, advertise to me, game company, right? But we don't get them. I'm, you know, like if I'm watching YouTube videos on my phone, I don't get an ad unless like a game is coming out. Then I get ads for a non-fucking stop. But
yeah,
normally I don't. Like, I'm sure when Modern Warfare 4 is close to its release date, I'm gonna get it. The algorithm probably knows I'll be drowning in them in like September and October. It's gonna be annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the production quality of that was fantastic. But it does highlights like the sort of like the one kind of neat thing about the game, which is like the way it's set up. You play as this protagonist called Alaron. You're wrongfully accused of committing necromancy by the Grand Inquisitor, and you're exiled as a result, and you're forced to wear this mask of the accursed as a punishment for your crimes.
It's like this weird octopus fucking thing that just fucking
like it claws into your chests, and you have to wear it like it's like Batman's like mask and cowl, but as attached. But which I thought was like an interesting idea. You know, they don't do anything with it. I mean, it would be cool if
it's a cool cutscene.
Like, it would be interesting if like the mask talked to you, or maybe it like debuffed your abilities or something, and you had to work around that. Like, say when you would upgrade over time, like it would like maybe hinder some of like your magic abilities or certain things, or like, you know, you could play into that, but you would need actual dev time. Even though I feel like the Might and Magic team got more time to make games than the Army Men team did, because this was a year later.
Yes.
So at least they got 7-8 months probably, as opposed to the Army Men guys who got like 2 weeks.
So according to, I couldn't really find out who exactly made this game. According to Wikipedia, it's the 3DO company, but like doing a little deeper digging, it was apparently 3DO Austin, who were the same people that did the Crusaders game. So it was just a kind of an offshoot studio just to do these games.
Yeah, like it was the Might and Magic studio, and then like the Army Men studio. That's probably what it was. They had 2 studios to do both.
It was the Might and Magic 3DO studio, because New World Computing was still making the actual Might and Magic games.
Yeah, the real thing, which we may struggle through in the future.
We might
That's
talk
another
about
series I was thinking about. I'm like, we could try, but that might be down the road, because I have a feeling you and me are like not really gonna enjoy some of these.
I have the 9th one like complete in big box PC box, because I found it.
Cool.
I found it at a con, and I was like, "Oh, cool, a 3DO game. Why not? How much?" The guy's like, $5. I'm like, "Sure."
I just feel like I'm going to struggle hard playing a Commodore 64 RPG.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll try. Yeah. If by hell, by Lord or whatever, by the time we get there, I'll be willing to give it a try.
See, Might and Magic is like in that same category as like Wizardry or like Ultima, where it's like it's so old and it's so hard to just jump into.
Yeah, like the Bard's Tale or
those
Wasteland
old Western
1,
RPGs.
Yeah, because like unless you grew up with those, it's tough to go back to. Like even like Knights of the Old Republic. Like that's hard to go back to by today's standards. Like Morrowind, like fuck off. Like I tried playing Morrowind. I went, no, absolutely not. I'm sorry.
The only Western RPG I can go back to, like older one, and still have fun is like the original Fallout.
Sure.
But that game also has a time limit, so you kind of can't really get lost in it.
I mean, I did enjoy the little bit I played of Daggerfall for what it was, you know, but you know, that's more of like a first person thing. I mean, and even the Elder Scrolls clone we played for this show, AD&D Slayer, I thought was all right. So, and we got the other one to do in the future. But this, it's an action RPG. in the third person style, much like Crusaders. So yeah, you go down to the pit of the accused, and you are trying to escape it, and you do by like unleashing ghosts and slaying bugs and other random things in these levels that are like really big and very confusing
and look very samey.
Yes. And there's like a quest section, and every time I would click it, it'd be like, you don't have any quests. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm trying to get out of here at the very least. Like, there's no map, there's no compass, there's no real way of finding out how to get out of here.
Yeah, I had to look up a guide because.
Oh yeah, I did pull up a YouTube walkthrough because the first section I kind of figured out as I was going. Like, there's that orc who's like, "Oh, I'll help you," and then I accidentally killed him.
Yeah,
and then because of that, I wandered around that first area for another like 30 minutes until I was like, wait a minute, let me go back to that room. And I eventually figured my way back to the room. And it's like, yeah, you climb the stairs, you pull the switch, and you're good to go, at least into the second area. And then the second area where I was like, yeah, I'm totally lost. Like, I have no fucking idea where. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay, finally. Then I got to the third area and then I just started getting my ass beat.
Yeah, this game's difficulty curve is kind of annoying.
And it controls like shit.
So the best way to describe the combat in this game is I saw another reviewer bring this up and I thought it was funny. They were like, it's RuneScape combat, but without the charm or fun. And you're basically it's literally just whack it with a stick, take turns, and just see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's like, I mean, I don't know if it was because I was playing it on my ROG Ally through emulation, but there was a noticeable delay in like any of my attacks, because you hold, I think it's R2 to lock on, and then you push a combination of cross and square to fight, right? And I would notice like delays, like maybe right away, but then it would like almost wait for the enemy to do something before I could do it.
So
like it is set up like almost a command style game or like an MMO style, but it's presenting itself as just like a standard action, like beat 'em up-y thingy.
I found the delay was bigger in the PS2 version than the PS1 version. I'm not sure if it's just engine differences or not, but it very well could be.
I didn't know if it was maybe like emulation stuff.
No, there definitely is an odd stutter to it.
Yeah, it was annoying. And I mean, yeah, you can.
That's the best way to describe this game, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you can save wherever you want, which I like, but it takes like I think 3.5 years to save. So I would, I would just save state because I'm like, it's the same fucking thing at the,
How many space does this game take to save? Oh, good old much. 500 kilobytes or 2 blocks.
I was gonna ask in blocks.
2 blocks.
It didn't make it made it harder to understand because at least like a kilobyte is like an actual measurement of data that has like some universal nature to it, right? Like when they were doing blocks, I'm like, I don't know what this means. Or like notes.
Yeah.
So, did you mess around with the Game Boy Color version? I forgot
it was even on it.
Okay, yeah, it's probably whatever. Anyway, I like in a weird way, I feel like it was like better done than the first one. Like there definitely is some more, I think, refinement to the gameplay or what it's trying to do.
Is it weird that I found Crusaders more charming though?
I was literally just about to say that. I think the first like Crusaders has weirdly enough, I feel it's the Army Men charm.
Yeah, it's like
because it's in the same engine and it kind of radiates off of it.
Yeah. It's like one of those it's a bad game, but it's like cute. So you're kind of like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah. Like when I played a bit of Crusaders for the show, like I wanted to play more of it. After playing like 2.5 hours of this, I don't want to play anymore.
So I finished the PS2 version. I like played maybe like a couple hours of this and I was like, I'm good. I got the idea.
You beat the PS2. What's the ending?
It's like dumb. He like, the
he gets the mask gets off of him. He's free.
I don't even remember if it comes up. All I remember is
I hope so.
You know the lady that appears throughout the game, like the girl that looks like
Bridget yeah,
but reskinned.
Yeah.
She shows up later because you keep finding her throughout the game, and she shows up. She's like, "Guess what, brother?" And it's like, "Oh, that's a development, I guess." And then it like a dragon shows up, and you fight the dragon. It's very, and then it just kind of ends, and you're like, "Okay." This game has a sequel too, which we'll have to cover at some point.
We will. I'm looking at the Game Boy Color version, and it's just a Zelda clone, like a top-down,
it's probably the best
2D kind of actiony thing. I wouldn't be surprised. This walkthrough of it's like an hour, so.
Yeah, it was very underwhelming. I did find the voice acting kind of funny, like in like a charming way. Like it's very this game.
I wonder where to go.
Yeah, this game radiates early 2000s, and it's almost charming, but not enough for me to care.
It has that early 2000s charm, but it doesn't hit in the same way. But that's kind of how I feel about the Might and Magic series in general. Like it doesn't hit the way the Army Men games do, even if I think the standard of quality for the Might and Magic series is higher, because I think the two games we've played have been far and away better than quite a few of the Army Men games that we've played. But the Army Men games stick with you way more because these are just generic fantasy action RPGs, and they're fine, but it's not like you were short of that genre on the PS2.
So I just actually did just notice something that's actually kind of funny. So I was actually looking at the back, like little buzz terms on the back. They are actually different. I thought they were the same, but I just looked closely and they're different. But it's like in the funniest way. So in the PS1 version, it says 9 new worlds containing 20 plus levels, in-depth story and character development. Sure. On the PS2 version is 9 massive 3D worlds packed full of adventure powered in an all-new PS2 engine.
Wow.
We have adrenaline pumping melee and spell combat against a hordes of combat savvy monsters.
Adrenaline pump, yeah.
But then on
like standing as far back as possible and shooting a one-hit fireball at a skeleton. Adrenaline.
But then on the PS2 version, it's viciously authentic melee and jaw-dropping spell combat with 30 different breeds of monsters. Like,
God, it's so funny when these games say like authentic and realistic and like, hyper realism. It's like no, like not even close, my boy.
This one's great too. Immersive plot and edge of your seat adventures set in the Might and Magic universe. Okay, sure.
I mean, I'm sure there are people who back in 2000, 2001, this was their game. This was like the game they got for Christmas or for their birthday, and like mom wasn't gonna buy another one. She didn't have the money for it, so you just got to make it work.
Also, I'm realizing now, like 3 of the buzz points are talking about the combat, which is
it's so whatever.
Hours of brutal fantasy action.
I believe that.
So what's funny is the PS1 one says hours of brutal fantasy combat, and then the PS2 is hours of brutal fantasy combat action.
Oh, I was going to say days of it.
I feel like these were done by 2 different people, and they had like similar scripts and just kind of one was very like to embellish.
Let me copy off your homework, but I'll alter it slightly so it doesn't look obvious.
Well, you had the one person who basically took it like word for word, and then you had the other one who was like, I'm going to embellish everything.
We have more space on the back of the box, honestly, so I can add more words to it.
Honestly. It
was so painfully average. Like if this was a rental game, and I had this for the weekend, I'd tough it out and try my best. But then when it was time to return it, I'd be like, oh, thank God, never again. Right? Or if it was the game you had, as I'd said, like it was the game you got for Christmas, you make the most of it, until you can hopefully get a better game like Metal Gear Solid 2 or something.
Yeah. Looking at some of the behind the scenes, apparently, the game started as Crusaders of Might and Magic 2. Apparently, it originally was going to be a first-person game, but was scrapped when the test markets were not fans apparently. There was a PC version in development, but it was scrapped for unknown reasons. Oh, it actually mentions the game's marketing utilized the song Radamahata in the trailers. So
that sounds
fun.
about right. Yeah, from good old Sepultura, great band.
Is that original singer or the second singer? I have no idea.
That I'm not sure.
Okay, I have no idea.
Let me check.
I don't know if it's pre or post Roots.
I believe it's post Roots.
So it's Derek Green instead.
Question mark? Let's see. Yeah, it's Derek Green.
Okay.
He's been there since 97.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, the original singer was only there from 84 to 97. Max Cavalera?
Yep. And then he went and did his own band.
Yep.
So looking at reception for the game, the PS2 version received generally unfavorable reviews. That's sounds about right for 3DO at the time.
I mean, yeah, we're getting to the point where like you can actually pull Metacritic reviews. Like we're getting to that point.
So
these later games.
So Metacritic only has the PS2 version. It has a 49 out of 100. That's
that's about what I expect.
Yeah. Game Rankings has the PS1 version is apparently 61, PS2 is 49, and then the Game Boy Color's 50. So, okay.
I mean, the Game Boy version is trying to be a top-down, 2D Zelda clone on a console that had a lot of 2D top-down Zelda clones and even some real Zelda games thrown in there for measure.
Yeah,
so,
Nintendo Power wasn't impressed. They gave it a 2.5 out of 5. So
I mean, you put that game up next to the Oracle games, you're probably like, dude, try again.
So, looking at the reviews, the majority of the reviews are for the PS2. Excuse me, the PS2 version, which makes sense.
Naturally, yeah, it was the hot shit at the time.
The highest rating that I see here is oddly Game Informer gave it a 7.75. I guess Trip was paying them advertising at the time. I don't know. As we learned from the Portal Runner rant, you'll never know.
What was it? Was the famous Portal Runner rant aimed at Game Informer?
I don't think it was Game Informer. It was a different company, I believe.
Okay. Well, because I know that Gertzman, when he was like, it was a couple weeks ago when he was talking about 3DO and the Trip Hawkins stuff, he actually found a copy of a email.
GamePro, I think. No, not GamePro. Oh no, it was GamePro. It was GamePro.
Okay, because he had found, or I think he saved a similar email that Trip sent to GameSpot because he worked at GameSpot at the time. You know, it's a little different, but it's funny. It's funny to listen to. I forget which number that was, but it's a funny email because you could tell Trip was just spiraling at that point. This is the same year.
Yeah. From what everyone says, apparently Trip is a generally nice guy, but apparently around this point when the 3DO was sinking fast, he probably was not doing the best at the time.
No, and I can't necessarily blame him because this was like his baby, right? And like he gave up EA for this.
Yeah.
Right? And like, EA shot off and became one of the top publishers in the video game industry for better or for worse. And then here he is trying to be scrappy with this like not great third-party developer that was once a console manufacturer.
The thing he set out to create already died.
Yeah, and he's trying to hold on to what little success he has, just holding on to it with for dear life, Yeah,
because 2001 was probably like the beginning of the end. Like they were still sort of okay at this point, but like by 2002 it was bad. Like
because it feels like by the turn of the millennium, the success or the spell that Army Men had on people was waning. I think after like Sarge's Heroes 2, people were done.
Oh, this is funny. I'm on the 3DO page. Apparently they finally updated with the recent 3DO news.
Oh, is there more?
No. It just brings it up as a little footnote, claiming that the 3DO company was the trademark for 3DO had been thing, and then it fizzled out basically because of legal issues. It's basically just a little footnote, like
that guy on LinkedIn I talked to for a little bit. Yeah,
it's like this happened.
Yeah, and then he announced that like they're making some like big 3D action game. I forget what it was based on. It's like the fall of like Rome or something like that. And I'm just like, yeah, good luck. Yeah, it looks a little too ambitious for somebody that was supposedly in the mobile gaming space and is now trying to move over to like console gaming. You know, by
buying two dead brands and being like, look, you remember Empire Interactive, right? Everyone's like,
you remember Digital Chocolate? Apparently he owns that.
Oh yeah, the other
Trip. That was Trip's mobile company. Yeah,
that was basically after his 3DO.
Yeah, and I'm sure Trip was like, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't fucking care.
It's been dead for years, so he probably was like, well, you sure?
Yeah, $100, it's yours. I mean, Trip doesn't need the money.
No, he started. He's moved on to other things because that's just what he does.
Yeah, Trip is Trip. He is on LinkedIn. Maybe I should shoot him a DM one of these days. Just see what happens.
Jeez.
It'd be funny. It'd be funny if he actually. It would be funny if he actually replied to me. I'm not expecting it.
No, it would be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, hell, even if it just said read, I'd be like, he actually read the thing. Wow,
acknowledged.
I'll take an acknowledgement. But yeah, this game.
Yeah, this game was kind of more upsetting because Crusaders was surprisingly decent.
Yeah, Crusaders definitely had something going for it. Like there was something in there. Maybe it was more because it was a PS1 game, so it still kind of had that charm into it, you know. And then you take this idea and move it into the PS2, and it's like, you know.
See,
like
what's funny
we're in a
is
new gen, and I mean, it was only like, 2001, but I mean, you look at like the games PS2 already had by that point, and it's like, why are you picking this?
Yeah, it's like, it's funny because like their big thing was like they were like, we want to improve all of our mistakes from the previous game, and it's like you did improve things, but at the same time, like you really didn't learn anything because this game's somehow more boring.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It is,
and I feel like unless there's some random gem in this era of Might and Magic that we're gonna unearth that we don't know about, I feel like this is just gonna be going forward. Just a lot of like bland ARPGs that it's just like, I just cannot do this. I don't want to deal with this like lame shit.
So but apparently,
who knows?
Heroes of Might and Magic 4, which came out after this, was decent. But
I mean, sure.
I have no idea.
Sure.
I don't know the Might and Magic series well enough.
Yeah, I mean, those might be decent for, you know, role-playing games of that era. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, we shall find out one of these days.
I am curious about the sequel to this game, mostly because it has the most concerning, like weirdest name ever.
Oh, Shifters.
Shifters. That just sounds.
That sounds like a sci-fi game.
Apparently, it's you still play as this guy in that game. So
apparently, it rated worse.
Well, 3DO was even worse off by then, and their reputation was worse. So
yeah, but you know, we'll cover it. We're locked into this shit.
I'm gonna be very upset when War Jets ends up being bad.
It's the one thing you made this podcast for.
Just to play War Jets.
A
game I didn't even know existed until I started this podcast.
You're like, no, damn it, it's gotta work. But yeah, must play. Okay, stay away. What are we thinking?
It's definitely not a must play.
Oh no.
I'm gonna just say stay away, not because it's bad, but it's not worth playing.
Yeah, like I was thinking okay, but would I put this on the same level of like, Crusaders? No. Like Crusaders was okay.
Like
That one is, there might be but maybe I'll sit down and play through that game one of these days, and it's like, there's like a solid game in there. There really is, but
like the only real saving grace to this is the fact that it's cheap as fuck. Like,
oh yeah,
if you really are that curious, you can find this game for nothing.
Yeah, like I mean, if you want to expand your PS2 collection, but you can't afford the $30 that some
a good game would go for.
Yeah,
actually, there's better games for probably less.
Oh, probably yeah. I'm trying to think of. Hold on, I can't. Why can't I'm blanking? The one weird ass PS2 game that a coworker of mine used to play. Hold on, it was made by the Hurdy-Gurdy.
Hurdy-Gurdy.
Yeah,
that game is harder, more expensive, unfortunately.
Oh, probably, yeah. Like that was made by the fucking Tomb Raider team after they lost the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, after they had Tomb Raider taken away for bad behavior that wasn't their fault.
And I've tried playing it and I'm like, oh. But one of my old coworkers, that was like his aunt just gave it to him because they just found, they're like, yeah, sure, this one. They picked that one. So
he likes video games. This one's on sale.
Yeah, Hurdy-Gurdy is like one of those, like, you like games, don't you? Here's a game. You're like, no.
That's like the kids who got like Scalar, which I don't care what Will says. I like that game, but
though I will say Hurdy-Gurdy's got to be better than Tomb Raider: Angel of Darkness.
Are you unable to push a brick because Laura she just can't do it?
Yeah, she just
can't do it.
She's had enough. This is the 6th game in the series. She's done.
I love that they were like, we're going to put in like a role-playing mechanic where Laura's got to like gain like the ability to do things, and everyone's like, but she can do them in the previous games.
It doesn't. No, not everything has to be a goddamn RPG.
Like it was, especially back then. Like,
oh yeah, like when they really didn't know how to make any of that shit work.
Yeah. It was just funny because it was like Laura could do like all of this in the previous games. I know this game was like a semi reboot, well, the semi like soft reset, but
yeah, it didn't make any sense.
That game is such a weird anomaly.
Yes, one of these days I'll sit down and play the remaster of it because I'm told they do improve the game. They actually go in and fix some of the issues with it. So
they polished a turd, basically.
Somebody had to do it, right?
Was that a Mythbusters like thing? Did they polish it? I don't.
They probably did.
Anyways, I don't know why that popped into my head.
Well, because we're talking about this turd.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this one wasn't a winner.
It was not, unfortunately, but it is what it is, But
it's still not the worst thing we've played.
Oh, far from the worst thing.
It's no Shadow of War of whatever the fuck.
No, I don't think anything will ever top that.
Yeah, I mean, knock on wood. But yeah, I think this was a fairly short one. We got just over an hour, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
It's always the most unremarkable games that are like the quickest because it's like you kind of just like it's a game, and I'm sure that one Might and Magic fan's gonna be like, you didn't talk about the deep, complex lore. I'm like, buddy,
be like, bro, come on. Make your own podcast about Might and Magic, okay?
I'm surprised there isn't one. Actually, there probably is. What am I saying? There's a podcast about everything.
Sure. Yeah. We go more in detail about the Army Men games, but
we basically have the Army Men podcast because we basically it's a sub series at this point.
Yeah. There's no way there's an Army Men only podcast. Like, no way.
But definitely one that's talked about the post 3DO games.
Oh boy.
But yeah. Anyways. Once again, guys, thank you for joining us on the 3DO experience. You can find 3DO on all the podcasting platforms. Check us out on the Superpod Network. Jesus Christ. I pressed the wrong
button. Oh, God. Push the button.
Superpod Network. Awesome site. Whole bunch of different podcasts, videos, blogs, all sorts of stuff. Our group blog on Super Mario World Plumber for All Seasons should be coming out pretty soon.
Hopefully, yes.
I finished mine yesterday, so that it'll be there.
I did mine quite a while ago.
I barely finished that game. So
I barely finished it.
Yeah, I just wasn't really vibing with it. I think it's more.
You're not a Mario guy.
I'm not a 2D Mario guy.
That's fair.
But yeah, be sure to check that out when it comes out. And until next time, guys.
Well, hold on. Well, Frack Op 16 is going to be out by the time you're listening to this episode next week.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm in the middle of editing it. I'm almost done. So it'll probably be out over the weekend, start of August. And my collab with Josh from Still Loading, talking about 007 First Light, finally came out. We recorded that months ago.
Nice.
But it's finally out. It's a nice 3-hour deep dive into the newest James Bond game from 2 James Bond fanboys, and it turned out fantastic. So go listen to that.
It's a good one.
Oh yeah, and then also go listen to the newest GNC if you want to hear me and Alex torment Bill for a good while, and I laugh harder than I've laughed in a long time.
Okay, fun little tangent. Apparently, I completely forgot about this. Apparently, we were supposed to invite Matt for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that was.
You never mentioned that to me ever.
I forgot because Matt messaged me about it after, and he's like, I'm not really mad, but I think this was supposed to be my punishment for the Evolution episode, and I'm like, well, you got off easy, man. I'm like,
I would say you escaped punishment. Why are you mad?
I forgot about it. I didn't even remember. That.
So now we have to find a worse movie for him to watch.
I'm sure we could. Battlefield Earth. Let's do it.
Oh, don't make me do it. Oh God.
I don't want to watch Battlefield Earth.
I have once, never again.
I've watched it once, and I'm like, nope.
Oh, so bad. It's not even funny bad. It's just bad.
It's just bad.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But that's punishment.
You watch fucking Waterworld or something. I don't know. It does look like
I've never watched that front to back.
I've only seen the clips.
Yeah.
That era of Kevin Costner movies where they're all
I don't like Kevin Costner though.
Nah, not the biggest fan. The only movie of his I remember watching that everyone hates that I kind of liked was The Postman. But
I mean, he's just kind of a shithead from what I hear.
Yeah.
Apparently, I think it was in The Postman. There was going to be a scene where he's naked and shows off his penis, and they cut it obviously, and he was mad because he wanted to show off his really nice penis. Apparently,
see the part about that movie.
He's the kind of guy that would do that.
The thing I remember from that movie is that Tom Petty's just in it for some reason, and it's
there are worse people to have in a movie than Tom Petty.
It's just what he just shows up. And it's why is Tom Petty here?
He was waiting to sign up for King of the Hill,
I guess,
because that was a couple years before.
Yeah, he's not a great actor. That's all I'll say. At least in that movie,
he works in King of the Hill. The very
least. But yeah. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Bye bye.
If you're not playing on a 3DO system, what are you playing with?